Hello, my name is Mahima. Today I'll talk about what kind of chart we should not use in report purpose. If you go to my previous video, you will see I had made videos on topic what kind of chart we should use and how we can decide which chart best fit to our data. But in this video, I'll talk about what kind of chart we should avoid in report purpose. Okay, so the first one is tree map. The tree diagram is used to represent hierarchical data in a tree structure. The data is organized into branches and sub-branches represented by rectangles, and its size and drawing colors are calculated by quantitative variables that are not associated with each rectangles. Okay, that each rectangles represent two values. So why we should not use tree map in our report purpose? The T diagram may seem like a very good choice for visualizing data, but they are usually used when other chart types can better serve the data. The limitation is that when we use the area and intensity of the color to encode data, our eyes cannot detect the relatively small differences in these two dimensions. If our data is sufficient for our audience to make precise comparison between these categories, the trouble will be even greater when the categories are inconsistent with the general benchmark. We should never let the audience to do too much work to understand the data. Okay, so now let's move to the tree map diagram. Okay, so now look at this diagram. When you want to see the difference between area and intensity of the color, it's really hard to do so. So this is why we should avoid these charts. Next one is waterfall chart. The waterfall chart is suitable to illustrate how the initiative value is affected by the positive and negative intermediate values. For example, when you want to show the positive and negative contribution of different accounts, let's say the income statement. Okay, income statement, you want to show the credit and debit of the account. Okay, so these two variables work as positive and negative variables. Okay, why we should not use waterfall chart? Waterfall chart is not relevant for detailed analysis of the data, as you can't make selection in the chart or expand the data. If you want to make any kind of changes in waterfall chart, it's really hard to make any kind of changes in waterfall chart. And in waterfall chart, it excludes the client and or end user. In waterfall chart, delays testing until after completion. So now let's move to the waterfall chart. This is waterfall chart, and you can see this chart is based entirely on following a set of steps, okay, that keeps team always moving forward. It leaves almost no room for unexpected change. Okay, by looking at this graph, you can see this method focuses very little on the end user or client involved with the project. Its main purpose has always been to help internal team move forward efficiently through the phase of a project. Okay, so waterfall chart save the testing phase until the last half of a project is risky, but waterfall chart insists that team will wait until steps 4 out of 6 to test their product. Okay, so in waterfall chart, it's hard to make changes, it's delays testing process, and it do not focus on client and end user. This is why we should avoid waterfall chart. Next one is radar chart. A radar chart is a chart which consists of a series equiangular spokes, each of which represent a variable. The data length of the spokes is proportional to the size of the data point variable relative to the maximum size of the variable on all data points. Draw a line to connect the data values of each spokes. This gives the tile a star-shaped appearance and provides the source of one of the popular names for the tiles. So why we should not use radar chart in report purpose? Radar chart have been criticized as poorly suited for making trade-off decisions when one chart is greater than another or some variable. Okay, but it is hard to visualize compare length of different spokes. If you want to compare the length of spokes, it's really hard in radar chart. Okay, you cannot compare more than 2 or 3 different plots at once. Without coloring, can be difficult to tell which point belongs to who. too many x's makes it difficult to read less, and you can see all these x's are equiangular spokes. Okay, initiative, then other graph types. Okay, now look at radar graph. This is the radar graph, and if you want to compare 2 or 3 plots, you cannot compare in radar chart. Okay, this is why we should avoid this chart. The next chart is bubble diagram. Bubble chart can be used to compare the relationship between data object in 3 numerical dimensions: x-axis, y-axis, and data represented by bubbles. Okay, in essence, a bubble chart is similar to an XY scatter chart. The difference is that each point on the scatter chart has an additional data values associated with it, which is determined by the size of the circle or bubble centered on the XY point. Okay. So why we should not use bubble chart? But we should not use bubble chart because its circle size. Bubble chart can be difficult to ascertain actual values, difficult to read and understand. It cannot be used to display a lot of data. Okay, when you have a small size in data, you can use bubble chart. When you want to represent a large set of data, you cannot use bubble chart. Okay. So this is how bubble chart will look like. Okay, so as you can see the size of the bubble. Okay, this is why we should avoid this chart. Okay, if you want to make me a separate video on any of these chart, do let me in comment box. Okay, I'll make a separate video for each chart. Okay, so if you like my video, please do subscribe the channel, press the bell icon so that you can get the notification of my video on time, and share this video with your family and friends. Till then, bye bye, take care.